You're not recruiting to recruit, that's worth nothing. Recruiting to sell only lasts so long. Recruiting to get people licensed, if you don't use your license, it's worth nothing. This is it right here. You are here to duplicate yourself. Go get 10 of you. What about that? What about you become an SL and then a DL, and you go build 7 to 10 DL in the next few years? Holy moly, your mom would be proud of you. Your brothers and sisters that always laughed at you, suddenly you make $500,000 a year. They're going to say, I always knew you could win. You're a star. They've been laughing at you. Yes, is that tequila? Sure.
I got the price.
Thank you very much. Bottle back there.
Lay it on the floor.
Which one of you were in Mexico in October? Cheers. Warren Buffett always said, he always explained the difference between value and growth. And this is the richest man on the planet. Value is when you buy a company at a discount because they're in trouble or something, whatever, the value is not there, so you buy a discount. Growth is a company that can double, triple, quadruple. And he always said, focus on growth. Resist the temptation of short-term gains. Focus on growth. Where can you go and double, triple, quadruple your income in a few years? Where can you go and have 100 agents in a year or two? Where can you go and make $1 million like Terry in 2 years? Where can you go and do what these guys have done with $1.1 million? Where? Nowhere. Here. So stop thinking about other stuff and let's get this going. Are you positioning yourself to win big? Oh, but Jerome, there's so many great things out there. I'm looking at other things too. Looking around is like changing seats on the Titanic. The boat is sinking. Stop looking around. Guys, stop having 3 girlfriends. Focus on one. Ladies, your husband is okay. He snores and he farts, but he's a good guy. Stop looking around. Jeez. Are you getting the point?
Yes.
Okay. The only limit of our realization of tomorrow is our doubts of today. We have to fix our little head. We have to believe. Success will not lower its standard to us. We must raise our standard to success. Even if you are on the right track, you're going to get run over if you just sit there. We cannot sit here with a license and do nothing. We cannot sit here with a good-looking people like you guys and not open our mouth and talk to people. It doesn't make sense. We cannot be part of a great country with a great company, great possibilities, unlimited possibilities out there, and not give this to other people. This is a gift, and we have to give it to somebody else. You guys are lucky. Let's give it to somebody else too. The way to double our success rate is to double our failure rate. Are you willing to take the no's? Are you willing to wake up Monday morning and have 5, 10, 15 no's before you even get a yes? Are you willing to wake up Monday morning a little bit earlier and be thankful and pray if that's what you do, and then go at it like crazy? Are you willing to do that? Because if you are, you're going to get what you deserve. So life is a choice. I love this one. Everyone who's ever taken a shower has had a business idea. It is the person who gets out of the shower, dries off, and does something about it that makes a difference. Enough with good ideas. We have something great, we just need to make it work. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Outstanding leaders appeal to the no security on earth, only opportunity. Those looking for security will miss the boat. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. You have to build it as big as you can. Then you have what you're looking for. We can live 40 days without food, 7 days without water, 4 minutes without oxygen, but only 4 seconds without hope. And that's why we need to talk to people. People need hope. People are alone. People are afraid. People don't have anybody to talk to. People have no solution to their issues. They have no way to make more money. True? It is. When you leave here today, every time you see somebody, think about this. People have no way out. You have a way out for them. Oh, but Jerome, it's a new career. Absolutely. It's just a continuation of what they've been doing, though. You know, when you join Combine, you don't start from scratch. Your last 10, 20, 30 years is useful here. Does that make sense? All the crap and all the successes of the past are useful here. That's why they call it a journey. Now, this is the place that will bring you on top of the mountain. But if you're not hungry enough, you're not going to go anywhere. Lions don't hunt on a full stomach. We need to be hungry. Maybe our goals and dreams are too small. Maybe we need to think differently. If you're satisfied where you're at, maybe that's the challenge. Make sense? Are you excited? Are you passionate? Ray Kroc said, I was convinced that if I taught poor, I would stay poor, and I had no intention of staying that way. Everybody laughed at Tim Horton. Who's dumb enough to leave their house without a coffee, drive 10 minutes, be in line for 5 minutes to buy a coffee that's 10 times more expensive than the one at your house? Who's dumb enough to do that? Hands up, everybody. They all laughed at him. Well, they saw, not him. They did something regardless of what people were thinking. I think we need to be that way too. We need to be weird. If we're trying to blend in, it doesn't work. We need to be the weirdos in the room. The loudest people, the more excited people, the one with the biggest goals and the vision and everything. We have a 2-year-old at home, not my kid. Thank God. I'm too old for that. My daughter has a 2-year-old. And what are we teaching her? All the weird stuff. It's awesome. The other grandparents are saying, hey, stay quiet, stay calm, don't risk anything. We're doing exactly the opposite. Eat dirt, eat rocks, eat worms, jump over, chase the cat. Everything's awesome. You know, she does ballet now. No, she does. She does, not ballet, she does gymnastics. So she's on the how do you call the thing that's high that hurts? So she's doing the beam. She's 2 years old, and then she falls, right? And then she looks at us, and we say, "You're so awesome! Good job! Keep it up!" Instead of crying, she starts smiling, goes back on the beam again, and then she does this and this, and she falls on the other side. Oh, my wife is there. You're awesome! Good job! Keep it up. Like falling is good. Yes? Yes. Are we doing that to ourselves? Is falling good for us? Is a no good? Are difficulties good? Regardless of what people say. If you don't win here, where? And if you don't win now, when? What's the plan here? Wait another 5, 10, 20 years? Why would we lose 10 years? I don't know about you, but I think that time flies. It scares me a little bit. Those of you young, this means nothing to you, but an old fart like me. Berlin Wall 29 years ago. Pink Floyd played there. Wow. And Oklahoma City bombing 23 years ago. And then, oh my God, 20 years ago, 20 years ago. We all remember that. What happened? And then, well, I remember that day. I lived in the US, and we had an F-16 base 10 miles from our house. So at 9:10, they shut down everything. At 9:30, there was hundreds of F-16 in the air, passing over my house. Oh my God, got goosebumps. They shut down everything, remember? 17 years ago. 15 years ago. What changed in our lives in the last 15 years? And if it's not enough, this has to stop. If we just improve by a little bit, I think we missed the boat. I think we're living in a fishbowl. I think we have a mental issue. I think we need to fix that. Pope John Paul 13 years ago. Michael Jackson 9 years ago. What changed in the last 9 years? 9 years, it's a long time. 9 days is not long. 9 months, we create a baby in 9 months. Try it. Don't try it now. Hey, let's think about this. If we can create a baby from scratch, nothing, and then it's a baby, in 9 months, what do you think that we can do in 9 months? Can you go from 1 to 30 people in 9 months? Yes! They're already born, they went to school, it's easy, they can talk. You know how to teach them to walk, they know everything. Learning this is 3 weeks, not 9 months. Getting in the field is a few weeks, not 9 months. Anyway. What about freedom? What about lifestyle? What about giving that back to mom and dad? 30 years they gave you or more. What about if your parents are alive? We need to do something for them. And our brothers and sisters, and our kids and grandkids. What about the community? You know, if you have an extra $1,000 a week, your church will take your money. No, but sometimes we hear that as an objection. Oh, Jerome, it's all about money. Well, your church will take it. Your community will take the money. They need it. What about doing like some of you guys, the leaders here, making a lot of money and building something for the community? What about a new park? What about sending money to your country? You know, if you had money, would you have done something? Would you have sponsored more kids in Africa this year? There's people in the Philippines, they had that big storm there, and there's hundreds of thousands of people with no place to live, no water. That's what you do with money. What about changing our family tree? What about the next 3, 5, 7, 10 years from now? And that's why we're here. This is a kickoff of 2018. Ray will talk about how to do it. What about your spouse and your kids? If winning is in everything, why do they keep score? Money is not everything, but I'm sure your gasoline is paid with money. You get here today, your clothes were probably, it's not your mom who paid your clothes, right? No, it's you. You need money to do that. And you live somewhere and you pay rent or mortgage. Right? So money, it ranks way up there with oxygen. You were born to win, but to be a winner, you must plan to win, prepare to win, and expect to win. Again, it's a mindset thing. While most are dreaming of success, winners wake up and work hard to achieve it. That's the difference. We are all winners inside of us, but somehow when we turn 20, 25, 30, suddenly we don't act like it anymore. We are winners at 5 and 10 years old and 15 and 20, and then we become adults, and we don't play the game anymore. We don't believe anymore. We should believe more than a 5-year-old, but we don't anymore. That's weird. You can't win any game unless you're committed to winning. The only thing even in this world are the numbers of hours in a day. The difference in winning or losing is what you do with those hours. Are you willing to give up something? Are you willing to invest a little bit more in your business? Are you willing to work those 4 or 5 days, 6 days a week? Are you willing to talk to more people? Are you willing to get 100 no's a week to get a few yeses? You know, this is a game. And our job is to get on top of the hill. We have to push that rock on top of the hill. We have to pay the price. There's no price up front. It doesn't exist in life. We have to pay the price. And here's what people do. They pay the price somewhere. It doesn't work. They change career. They pay a little price somewhere. It doesn't work. They quit and start something else. We need to pay the full price. Are you with me? If we're willing to pay the full price, then we push and push and push, and then we have fun. Then we're downhill. Then we enjoy the fruits of our labor. Then we enjoy the benefits. But most of the time, and this is what we have to teach our kids too, you need to push and push until you win. Not until you're tired. Until you win. Then you're going to win. It's a mindset thing. 90% of the fuel is at liftoff. 90%. 90. 90% is to put that thing in orbit. And then, woo, we're floating around. Life is beautiful. You don't even remember how hard it was. As soon as you start going downhill, all the pain is gone. That's how it works. It's like in a marriage, right? The first 50 years are the worst one. Then it's downhill. It's awesome. Bad example. Don't rewind the tape. We have to stay on that train. Nobody should jump off the train. We have to stay there. Even a crappy train is better than no train at all. But here we have a great train. This is what's going to get you to destination. You've tried enough stuff. It's time to get this thing done. The difference in winning and losing is most often not quitting. And it's funny, we're all adults, and we have to remind ourselves about that stuff. The greatest victory is not winning against people, but winning against ourselves. We are the challenge. We need to beat ourselves at our own game. Oh, sorry, you did it. There you go. You missed it. No, I'll leave it to you again. Oh, you missed it again. Attitude is everything. You know, on a plane, there's an attitude indicator. On the plane, nose up, you fly. Nose down, you crash. It's true. What about us? What kind of attitude do we have? Nose up, we fly. Nose down, we crash. We need to bring our nose up all the time. Not that nose up, that's what you saw what you guys are thinking. You know, we need to be positive. We need to be excited. We need to focus on the great stuff that we have, not what we don't have. It's the same thing in business. Now, let's talk about persistency. The string is always going to win against the rock. Always. That little drop of water can do anything over a long period of time. That's us. Not only do we need to get on the train, we need to stay on the train. Not only do we decide to talk to people, we need to keep on talking to people. Not only do we need to help families and sell our stuff, we need to keep on doing it. Not only do we recruit 1, 2, 3 people, we go recruit 50 people. Entrepreneurs are the ones winning. People with a job don't win. People with a business opportunity that has no growth don't win either. Here, we have a ton of examples here in this room. It's phenomenal when you think about that. How much are you worth? There's people making $50,000 a year. Others work the same 40 hours and make 100, and others will make $500,000 a year. What's the difference? I think one of the differences is duplication. Those making 50, 100 are by themselves. Those making 400, 500,000, $1 million a year, $2 million a year, they have a team with them. I'd rather have 1% of 100 people than 100% of myself. 100% of myself is great until you don't have 100% of yourself. 100% of yourself is easy, but at one point you can't do it anymore. So that's why I'm asking you guys to get out of the fishbowl and start thinking about having a team of 20, 30, 50 people this year. Employees only own 5% of the wealth because they're looking for security. Security doesn't exist. It's false. On the other side, business owners own 90% of the wealth because they're looking for more, they're looking for freedom. I think we want freedom. I think we want our kids to have freedom. I think we want our neighbors and our communities to be free. And the only way to do that is to build a big business. Who makes the most money? The guy selling the house? Or the real estate agency, or the big brokers out there? And it's those big guys. It's those that are selling those franchises. It's those franchisors. Who makes the most money? The person selling the food at the counter, or the manager, or the franchisee, or the franchisor? It's the franchisor who makes the most money. Who makes the most money? The guy filling up the Coke machine, or the franchisee putting water in the mix? Or is it the franchisor, the one that came up with the idea? It's always the one on the right, because they were able to build distribution. That's why they're winning. Oh, but Jerome, I'm not too sure about distribution. Those weird people buying McDonald's, they're weird. They must love the burger. Do you really think that people buy a McDonald's because they love the Big Mac? I'm in love with the Big Mac. I'll buy myself a McDonald's. I'm going to eat Big Macs for the rest of my life. No, but Jerome, I'm in love with that chicken thing. I'm in love with the filet-o-fish. Oh, that sauce is awesome. I love the quarter pound. Even though I go to the bathroom right after, I still love it. I love the French fries, those long, skinny. Oh. I love the salad. Oh, Jerome, I think I'm going to buy myself a McDonald's. I love the wrap. I can feel myself surrounded by salad and tomatoes. It's awesome. No, it's a business. They bought a McDonald's because it's a business. It has nothing to do with liking the burger. Are you selling the French fries when you talk to people, or are you selling the franchise? McDonald's, $1 million. You have to train 60 days. You have to hire 500 people in the first quarter. You're looking for 7 to 10 managers, and you're a millionaire after 10 years. That's the McDonald's system. What's our system? 0. Oh my God. 3 weeks to train. Really? 3 weeks. Then we help you for 13 weeks. We track everything. We pay people. You build a team of maybe 200. You build 7 to 10 district leaders, and you become a millionaire. Oh, Jerome, that's impossible. Get out of the fishbowl. Let's go at least in a bigger tank. Try the pond, you're going to survive. This is doable. got people doing it. Are you selling the French fries or are you selling the franchise? But Jerome, it looks like a pyramid. It's not a pyramid, dumb butt. It's a franchise system. Seriously. But in the 60s, they thought it was a pyramid. It's not, it's a franchise system. People don't know, they don't know what they don't know. Right? Are you selling the French fries or are you selling the franchise? That's my point. How much are you worth? That's a good question. Because look, this is a 5 pound of steel, 5 pound bar of steel, it's worth 30 bucks, like that. But if you tweak it a little bit, and you make needles out of it, now it's worth 300 bucks. Huh? If you tweak it a little bit more, now it's worth 3,000 bucks. How much are you worth? 30,000? What if you tweak yourself a little bit, and now you're worth 300,000? What if you tweak yourself a little bit more, and now you're worth 3 million a year of income? It's not about changing, it's just about adjusting a little bit the way we think, the way we do things, the way we approach life. So what are you worth? Mark Twain said, I can help anybody. The problem is to find somebody who knows what they want. If you know what you want, you're at the right place. Success will happen, but you can't control what will grow, but you can control how much you throw. A farmer doesn't plant one seed at a time. They plant millions of seeds because they're intelligent enough to know that some birds will steal some seeds, and then some seeds will drown, too much water. Other seeds will burn, and a few seeds will grow. That's how it works. What about us? Are we talking to one person a week? Or are we talking to 30 people a week? It's exactly the same concept. Are you fishing the old way? Or are you fishing the new way? It's the same thing. That's the difference between 50,000 a year and $1 million a year.